Last caller, at the very beginning, before I say anything on this debate, I want to declare that for many decades I've been providing housing for Irish people, for students, for workers, for young Irish families, and in the last bit of time to some Ukrainian families coming to Ireland under the emergency rules that are there. So I want to declare that and put it on the record of the House. We are delighted to present this motion to the Dáil today, recognising the vital importance of discussing a matter that is a constant topic of debate in every kitchen, workplace and coffee shop across the nation. The current challenges in the immigration and asylum system, coupled with the growing concerns of the public, emphasises the urgent need for a thorough and sincere debate on Ireland's immigration policies and their impact on our communities and resources. The pressure on Irish social services, including housing, is being increased by the influx of asylum seekers. It is for these genuine reasons that we in the Rural Independent Group have tabled this motion. And I want to thank the office staff in Deputy Matty McGrath's office for the background research and work that they put into helping us with this very important motion. And it is very right and proper that we are bringing this debate to the floor of Dáil Éireann. However, we want to state at the outset that we are in favour of immigration and immigrants who come here who are either genuinely seeking asylum or coming here to work and to positively contribute to our society. And I believe if you take the Ukrainian situation out of it, if we see people coming here, the same as the Irish went to England, or the Irish, many of our own family had to leave here in the 50s when there was no work, when there was no money, and they went to America. And when they went to America, they didn't look for anything from anybody. They didn't get a house, they didn't get a medical card, they didn't get anything. But what they did get was the opportunity to roll up their sleeves and work and start out with nothing and build up for themselves, rented places, eventually got mortgages and bought a house of their own and reared their family. And they got no handout from nobody for anything. And I want to clearly state this. When we hear people saying, oh, well, we have to do everything because we were welcomed abroad and we got this and we got that. To be honest, we got nothing. What we got was the opportunity to leave here with nothing except what we could carry in our hand and go somewhere and say, right, lads, I'm here now, I'll work for you, I'll do whatever I want. But it wasn't a case of I'll fill up a form and I'll get everything handed to me. That didn't happen. So the question that we have, and the question that I'm asking on behalf of the people of Kerry, very, very specifically, who are continuously saying to me, how is it that young, healthy people will jump all across Europe and they'll come from everywhere to land in Ireland rather than going somewhere else first? They have to pass an awful lot of places to come to Ireland, quite simply because what's on offer in Ireland is better than anywhere else. It is issues like that that created the concern by the hard-working people in Killarney, by the business people, by the residents on the Muckross Road, in the 7 or 8 housing estates around, where we recently put in 77 people coming here seeking international protection. And those people have asked me to ask this question today. And what they're asking is, how is it right that 77 people would want to pass everywhere else in the world and land in Killarney? That doesn't make sense. We want to acknowledge the positive contributions of migration to Ireland, recognising our country's diverse workforce, especially in crucial sectors like healthcare. However, it is essential for any government, including Ireland, to retain the authority to regulate the numbers. Obligations regarding immigration and asylum seekers, unless the Oireachtas voluntarily decides to opt out into such laws, what we have to do is look at what we're actually being asked by the European Union. And when I hear people saying, well, we're obliged to, well, we have to, I really think that anybody looking at Ireland would have to, in all fairness, say Ireland has done more than their fair share. We have been very, very welcoming. Before one Ukrainian, for example, and I'm very sorry for what is happening to see people's homes being blown up in the Ukraine, but before one person came to Kerry, for example, I stood up here and I said it at other Oireachtas committee meetings, and I said that, yes, of course we should bring people in, but we should cap it at 20,000. At the time, I actually was ridiculed. It was a case of, how dare you say we should have a cap? I thought that saying 20,000 was being very generous. I thought for a small island nation, for a small amount of taxpayers, I thought that was a very fair thing to say. But now we know we've many, many multiples of that. But it's not that issue that's really concerning people. What's really concerning people is the healthy people that come here saying that they're from places of trouble. Now, that's the next question is, how sure are we that these applications are genuine when we see people getting on a flight, getting on a transport to come here and they have documentation? And when they arrive here, they have no documentation. I want to highlight that I was accused the other day on the radio of scaremongering about that figure. Well, the figure actually, by your department, states that 40% of people who land here seeking international protection somehow or the other miraculously don't have documentation. I want an explanation. How is that? Why would 40% of people coming here lose their passport? Do 40% of the Irish people going somewhere, do they lose their passports? No, they don't. It's not normal, it's not right. And there has to be an explanation.
Marcus.